Okay guys, welcome back. You're watching the STPL. My name is Kix, and him over there is Rapid. We're about to get into another series of the STPL.
That's right, Kicks. The series coming up features the most kick-ass team this season, Net Wars going up against Storm. It should be pretty fun to cast, and maybe a little bit closer than that last series. I'm happy our last series was so good, so if you didn't get a chance to watch Bull versus Valhalla team, go back and check it out later from the VODs or from Kix's YouTube videos. But today's match actually is going to be a treat, because if you look, you'll see a whole lot of zeros in that loss column for Net Wars. So every time they play is a chance to see a team defeat them this round for the first time.
Yeah, now Net Wars completely undefeated, going 4-0 against both of their opponents. Storm not had the best start to round 3, but down and certainly not out, as they're going to be coming back here with a really good roster actually to try and take down Net Wars here and be the first to take them down in round 3. But if we have a quick look at the rankings of Group B and day 2 of week 3 even of round 3, Net Wars at the top there, 8-0. Soul Gaming just behind them on 7-1. IRK very close behind them in third with 8-5. Red just behind them. BWL just behind them as well. Although BWL stats I'm fairly certain are a bit weird, because it says BWL has a win, but they're 1-6, so I don't know how that's possible. I'll have to fix that after this, but DM doing a pretty good job as well. Although, no, their score does make sense. Storm near the bottom of the table at the moment, tied with Clan Revolution, but this is going to be their chance to try and push back in as we head back onto the map pool we saw a little bit earlier, starting on set 1 on Icarus, set 2 Athena 2, set 3 Katrina SE, set 4 Shin Peaks of Baekdu, and if we get to it, that ace match on Near Ground Zero.
Yeah, if we get to it, that would be a cool place to be, but every time you say that Net Wars is playing, I get a little bit apprehensive, Kicks, because we haven't seen many players be able to get to that place, because it is just such a daunting task. Net Wars crazy, and they're starting out with their strongest player.
Yep, so Yeti, not only the strongest player on Net Wars at the moment in the STPL, he's the strongest player in the STPL overall. He has got the most wins and losses out of anybody, and he's going to be starting in a PvP against Grast, the captain of Storm. Now, set 2 is going to be a little bit more interesting, because we do have Ziggy. Now, Ziggy, I'm certain, is not an unknown player in the Net Wars community, but to me, as an S2PL caster, I don't know too much about him, but he is going to be another Terran to kind of help round out that roster. He's going to be up against Mithak, a really strong third player for Storm. Koget against Marine in a TVP on Katrina SE, and then Zero versus Praise in a ZVP on Shin of Baekdu.
Oh man, what an all-star lineup. I mean, honestly, if Net Wars only had these 4 players on their team, I think they'd still do pretty well. But it's always impressive to see. For Storm, I definitely think that there could be some upsets here. Yeti, I think any player that plays against him and beats him is an upset, so I do want to see him go down, not because I hate the guy, but because it would be an awesome game to watch. So, pretty happy to see this lineup. Obviously, many strong players on Net Wars and Storm, but Net Wars are having the better season.
Yeah, and can I just say, I know you said about it being an upset being Yeti. Look at Yeti's stats in PvP. He is 10-2 against Protoss players. This man is the king of Protoss versus Protoss outside of Korea, I would say. And he is an insane Protoss here. Now, he is 2-0 in round 3 as well. He went 7-0 last round. I just don't even know what to say about this guy. He is the unbeatable Protoss. Like, is anybody going to stand up and beat him? And I mean, I think the main players that have a chance of doing it are on Net Wars, so they're not going to meet him. But he's going to be up against a strong PvP player himself. Grast actually already played PvP once this round, so he is currently 3-0 against Protoss. The last game we saw was him versus Castle on Shin Peaks of Baekdu, where he won by proxying a gateway against a proxy forge. So I mean, we've certainly seen some weird builds coming up from Grast, of course. He is like a, I believe he's like a media market manager or something, but either way, he is the captain of Storm. We're going to be standing up here once again, first on the lineup against Yeti, and he is going to be playing on Icarus. Now, Icarus is a very cool map. This is actually the first PvP we've had on this map so far. I'd say this is actually the one map we've had a lot of TVTs on. It's not really often we get that in the STPL. But PvP, a little bit undiscovered on here for me, STPL wise. I've seen a good number of PvPs back in the day during the Pro League days. Obviously, I followed SK Telecom T1 very religiously, so I saw all of the Bisu best Paralyzed games that I could around that era. But here, it's going to be Yeti versus Grast, NetWars versus pSi on Icarus. And I say that, and I've not actually started the game yet, so I'm a little bit early. Whoops.
Yeah, Kix, you're pretty excited about this one. Okay, but now we've started the game, so we can just get into it.
Yep, yes we can. Although, they've definitely changed something in the latest patch because all of the overlay keeps disappearing. But starting us off here in the left-hand, or in the right-hand position even, in the purple, it's going to be for NetWars, it's Yeti.
And Yeti's opponent in the white at the 9 o'clock location, or 8:30, whatever you want to say. It's Storm's Grast as Protoss.
Now, Yeti so far in the SCPL throughout his games, we've seen a lot of 1-gate goon from him. He's not been going too crazy on the 2 gates. I know we did see on Troy him go 2 gates a couple of times, but that was very indicative of the map. I nearly said vindicative, but that's like a completely different word. But Grast as well, he's certainly had his fair share of PvP so far. We've actually seen a lot more 2-gate coming from him, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how both these players are going to play this one out.
Yeah, so how do you play this out, right? It's hard to say because Grast is undefeated in this matchup too, if I remember those stats correctly. Yeah. So it is a PvP, and so like any mirror matchup, theoretically you start out with the same stuff. So I don't want to read too much into one player maybe being better or worse or more experienced. So let's just actually just kind of see what's up with this. Although I will say that anytime Yeti has a probe out on the map at this particular point in time, I don't know if that's necessarily meant for honest things, Kix. This is not a probe I would take home to meet my parents.
I think Yeti is mainly doing this to scout for a 2-gate from his opponent. He obviously is the kind of player that can go into a game with incredibly strong confidence. He's the highest ranked player in the SCPL so far. He's shown an incredible set of games, which I've already explained really, but he wants to make sure he doesn't die to anything silly, and this is why we see him actually double scouting for Grast. Now, Yeti going for the 1-gate goon. Grast is going into 1-gate. Looks like he could add a 2nd gateway on fairly soon. And I mean, Yeti is going to find his opponent, but Grast certainly has a little bit of an economical advantage right now. He's had more mining time. I mean, he is going to go into a second assimilate. Oh, he's going to go into assimilator here, so it looks like he is going to go for core as well. But Yeti has got a lot of lost mining time from those 2 Dragoons. But he has...
probes.
Yeah, sorry. Probes. I was thinking about Dragoons because we're going to say there's actually no Zealot coming out from Yeti as well, so Yeti is waiting for that first Dragoon to come in.
Yeah, what is up with that? When you skip the first Zealot, you're trying to like cheat out every little tiny bit, but he's doing that behind a double scout. And usually when you send out a probe that early, I'm thinking about cheese, and then when you send out a second one, I'm like, whoa, you're sacrificing some stuff for this. So you either want to scout super fast and do cheese, or you're really scared your opponent is doing that. So Yeti, I think one of the benefits of going for that early scout would be to see if it's safe to skip the first Zealot, and it is. So he is going to be able to get away with that and throw down a 2nd gateway behind it.
Yeti's probe micro has been absolutely insane. Grast with the mana pylon actually going to trap at least 1 probe behind this.
Damn. Yeah.
So that's
Wow.
something.
And this is one way that you can punish your opponent for going for skipping the first zealot.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, watching Dragoons try to kill a pylon, like, we could be here for a while, Kicks.
Yeah, we could. Now, it looks like the probe is eventually going to be taken down, so going to see no additional mana pylons, but that's a little bit of skip mining again. Now, the probe of Yeti being taken down at the at the ramp as well, so Grast is going to have to make sure to get a second gateway here. He's got a really good advantage at the start of this game, and it's whether or not he can actually ride this all the way to the bank here, as we do see Yeti building a lot of Dragoons now. And we're going to have to see Grast hold on.
Yeah. I mean, holding on against this is going to be difficult. This is Yeti's Dragoons. He has super good micro, especially early on. And there's going to be more of them than Grast has the ability to produce. So Grast second gateway not even done yet. I mean, obviously a Cyber Core is done and spinning. So his range is actually a little bit faster than Yeti's. So that could actually come into play if they hit super fast. But they probably won't, because obviously Yeti wants to really kick into high gear with the Dragoon production.
Yeah, now Yeti doesn't look like he wants to go too overly aggressive here. He's got a lot of experience in PvP. He knows how it's possible to lose I wouldn't say he's got a winning position right now. He's kind of evened it up. He did pull a lot of probes off of mining to try and deal with his probe early on, so that's kind of evened up the damage he took from the sort of quick double scout. But Grast is going to be able to kick into double Dragoon production here. Going to go into Robo as well. So going to be Robo for both players, but Yeti is actually a little bit ahead in that regard.
Yeah, Yeti is ahead there. I want to see Yeti. So anytime a player goes for this much heavy Dragoon production, one way that you can actually play this is to expand behind it, but that's super risky. So obviously he wants to push out and see if he can get some better hits. And he does. He gets the first few hits on that Dragoon from Grast, but realizes, hey, time to pull back and get back to my reinforcements. He is going to have 6 Dragoons versus only 4 and 2 Zealots, so that should be a fight that he feels comfortable taking.
Yeah, now the trouble is Grast waited a little bit too long. He actually had the range advantage for the first few seconds of that fight, but didn't manage to make use of it. Now the Zealots on top of the Dragoons, but look at Yeti's micro, taking down all of the Dragoons from Grast. And he is going to have no problem dealing with these Zealots.
Wow, yeah, just so good. Damn, Yeti. I mean, I said good Dragoon macro, but that is very, very good.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Grast had the supply lead before, but Yeti charging ahead now with the extra supply. Now, we do have Robotic Support Bay coming in for both players. No, we don't actually. Robotic Support Bay after Observatory by Yeti, so Yeti's Reaver is going to be a little bit later. Should allow Grast to hold on to his main ramp just a little bit longer. Obviously, he does have the concave at the top of the ramp as well, so going to be very difficult to push up. But Yeti's still going to push across. He does have a very big Dragoon advantage right now. And I mean, Grast looks like he wants to send in another scout now to see if he can kind of figure out what's going on. Oh my god, high ground is so good.
Man, yeah. Don't do that. Don't go up there. There's a famous Smash tournament called Don't Go Down There, after a moment where, I forget who it was. I think it was Zoo. I forget who it was. Silent Spectre went down there and on one of the maps. If you know Smash, then you know that. But don't go down there is a very famous phrase in that community. And I think don't go up there is equally famous in Brood War, especially when there's a Reaver on top of the ramp.
Yeah, now the Reaver has just got there. Kind of crazy that that Dragoon took about 8 shots and only one of them hit. So that's insane to me. But we're not going to have shuttle speed coming in yet for Grast. He's actually built his Reaver, not going into the shuttle right away. So he's actually going to go into double Reaver. This is going to allow him to be a little bit more defensive. Oh my god. A Nexus, a hidden Nexus by Grast. But is this going to get scouted?
What? Is it?
It depends what way the shuttle goes out the base. If the shuttle goes round the bottom side of the map, maybe it'll be scouted, but Yeti's not necessarily going to check that position. Now, he does have an observer out. It is going to see that there isn't an observer there to snipe it, so that's going to be pretty good. But he is going to scout that there's no Nexus for now. Whether that's going to tip him off is yet to be discovered.
Yeah. So if he just heads straight across the map, obviously he's not going to scout that. But if he tries to be sneaky and come in from the back, which is a great idea, then he will scout that. But consequently, the Reaver will also be scouted. So who benefits more from that? Obviously, killing the base would be a big deal, but you can just cancel that if he hits there before it finishes. It actually
Which
just
way?
now does
Yeah.
finish. But honestly, getting into the back of this juicy Protoss base would kill infinity probes. So, maybe scouting that's not the best place.
Yeah, now it looks like we are going to have a third base coming up from Grast now. He's taking his natural after sniping out the Observer. Now, realistically, Yeti could think this is just a second base. So Yeti may be completely unaware about this for a long time now. 2 Scarabs used to shoot an already dead probe. That's another 50 minerals that won't be... it's either 50 or 13, I always forget these numbers. And that's why you don't do maths on stream, but 5 gateways now for Yeti. Still only on the 2. Is going up to 4-0 by Grast. And he is loading up his own shuttle.
Yeah, it is 15 for Scarabs, and yeah, he is going to be kind of going straight into that. I still think that obviously Yeti is ahead after that early fight. He's got more Dragoons, and especially when you talk about Shuttle Reaver wars, more Dragoons is just such a huge asset to have to put pressure on the Shuttle and Reaver. So yeah, wow. I don't know exactly what to expect from here because both players could play super passively, but I hope Yeti goes for it, and it looks like he is.
Yeah, now the one problem Grast is going to have now is because Yeti's not spent 800 extra, well, 400 extra minerals on Gateway, or sorry, on Nexuses, he's going to have a lot more units. We do have the 2 pylons out the front to try and defend against this, but Grast is going to have to be very careful. He's playing incredibly greedy in this game, and it looks like Yeti could punish him with this move out, but he's going to be pushing into Reavers through a very small choke, so does need to be careful.
Yeah, he tried to push uphill, and that didn't work out, so pushing into Reaver might not work out either. Actually, tanks a Reaver with only 1 Dragoon. That's actually really, really good value. And he's going to be able to siege through these pylons and actually kill a Reaver, or kill a Dragoon at very long range. So these Scarabs are starting to hit from Yeti, and I think this might just be too much. Oh, look at that shuttle pickup.
Well, he didn't save the first Reaver, but Yeti did save his. Now it looks like Grast gonna be able to try and hold on with his Reaver, but this is so many units. Going for that third base not really helped him too much. Relied a little bit too much on Yeti not being aggressive, and it looks like Yeti's done it once again. And I mean, Grast can realistically lose this natural expansion, but he doesn't even have anything to hold his main anymore. And GG! Yeti takes down yet another helpless lamb in game 1.
Yeah, lambs in the slaughter there, Yeti. That early Dragoon micro, like, mwah, you just can't say enough about it. It's so good. And I love watching it. It's why I love watching Net Wars play. It's why I love watching Yeti play. And he does it again.
He does indeed. Now that's going to take us into game 2 when we get back